Hey everyone, I'm sure you've seen plenty of these signs around lately. In compliance with government mandates, face protection is required to enter. In compliance with government mandates. No, thank you. I have no interest in being compliant with these government mandates that trample all over my and your rights and liberties. Especially when they're completely insane, have no basis in fact or reality or science, don't protect you in any way whatsoever. Even on the boxes where you get these masks, these stupid face diapers, it says very plainly, this does not protect you for, prevent COVID or anything like that. No, it's just a bunch of nonsense. I don't take part in it, and I encourage everyone also to not take part in it. We are called to do what our wise founding father, Benjamin Franklin, said we are supposed to do. That rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God. It truly is pleasing to God when we rebel against tyrants, but rebel in a certain way. Am I talking about rebelling in the kind of way that people in Washington, D.C. right now are rebelling with chaotic violence? No, that's not what I'm talking about at all. Simply being like Peter and the faithful disciples of the first century who stood in the presence of the Sanhedrin, and when the Sanhedrin, these ruling Pharisees and Sadducees, these ruling religious leaders in Jerusalem, when they commanded Peter and the other disciples to never teach and preach or do anything in the name of Yeshua Messiah, they looked right in the eyes of these people and said, we need to obey God and not you. That's what we need to do. We need to rebel against tyrants, but do it in a specific way. Do it in a righteous way. And simply not complying with these tyrants is an act of rebellion. And as such, because it is rebellion against evil, it is rebellion against tyrants, it is rebellion against those that desire to steal your rights and liberties under God, that's what's pleasing to God. Rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God. Not compliance with tyrants is obedience to God. Anything but. Compliance with tyrants is disobedience to the Almighty. So, I'd like to share a story with you, if I may. This happened to me just a couple weeks back. I was in a bookstore. This was actually, it was a thrift store, we'll say that. It was Deseret Book of, where was this? Where was this specific Deseret Book? It was in the Ogden area. So Ogden, northern Utah. Deseret Industries, I apologize. So yeah, Deseret Industries, owned by the, LDS Church. I went in to this Deseret Industries looking for a couple copies of the Bible, and I was specifically looking for either New King James or possibly NIV translations of the Bible. You might not think that you would find something like that in a Deseret Industries, but every now and then you do get, people coming in. It's a thrift store. They, will give their Bibles to the thrift store. And so I have found in the past New King James as well as NIV translations of the Bible at Deseret Industries. I thought I'd try my luck and try it again. So a couple weeks back, I'm looking to go into this Deseret Industries looking for some Bibles. And sure enough, right there on the front entrance before you enter, very similar type of thing that you just saw back there. It's a sign out front saying, hey, in compliance with government mandates, whatever, face protection, you gotta wear one of these, stupid face diapers. It's required. I don't even pay attention to these things. I really don't. I don't pay attention to them. I completely ignore them. Whether it's a Deseret Industries or a Walmart or a Harmon's grocery store or any other store, I completely ignore these signs. And I just walk right on it. And about half of the time I walk into these stores, there's somebody there to ask you, hey, do you have a mask? To which I simply say, nope, I don't, and I keep walking. And to this day, of all the many dozens of times that I've done this, I think I've only been stopped maybe twice of many dozens of times. The vast majority of the time, you can walk right on by these people because they don't even know what to do with you. It's like, this has never happened before. Somebody is not wearing a mask and they're just walking right past me. What do I do? But that's what I do. And I encourage all of you to do the same. Try it. Just try it, see what happens. So at this particular Deseret Industries, as I was going in there looking for some Bibles, same type of thing. I walk through those front doors, ignoring the signs on the doors, and right as I enter the store, there was this woman behind a desk, and I walk right in, and she says, excuse me, sir, do you have a mask? To which I just looked at her as I'm walking. I said, nope, I don't, and I just kept walking. She didn't stop me. She didn't, say anything. It's just like, okay, all right, well, keep on going. I head to the back of the Deseret Industries, to the book section, and I get to the Bible, area, and I'm, looking through, and 90% of their Bibles is the LDS edition of the King James Version of the Bible. Definitely edition that I am no way interested in. No, not interested whatsoever. I don't need your chapter headings. I don't need your incorrect topical guide and your Mormon Bible dictionary, and I certainly don't need your Joseph Smith false translation. So nope, not interested. That's about 90% of the Bibles. However, I was able to find a New King James Version of the Bible, as well as two really beautifully illustrated children's versions of the Bible. So you get the illustrations and you get just the stories. Really good things to teach young children. I found those at the Deseret Industries as I was scanning through their Bible section. As I was doing this other gentleman, this employee, an older gentleman, I could see him out of my peripheral. I could see him out of my peripheral. He was walking towards me. And he comes up to me. Of course, he's wearing a mask. And what was it he said? I think that he said, excuse me, sir, the CDC demands, or the CDC requires, that everyone wears a mask while in the store. Which the CDC has absolutely no authority whatsoever to demand anything of us. People just go along with it, thinking that they have to do this because they've been conditioned, they've been taught to submit to these clowns, to these so-called authority figures. No different than what it was 2,000 years ago. No different. It's the same type of stuff. But we, like Peter and the disciples, we really just got to be bold, courageous, grow a backbone, have a spine, and say, no, we need to obey God and not you. Certainly when our rights and liberties under God are being trampled on. So this gentleman, says to me, the CDC requires or demands that, everyone wears a mask when they are in the store. And then he asked me a very specific question. He asked me the question, is there a reason why you are not wearing a mask? And I'm really grateful that he asked that question. I'm so grateful that he asked that. Because that opened up the door. That opened up the door for me to respond, to be courteous, but also to be bold and to share the truth with this individual. So I looked over at him and I looked him right in the eye and I just said, yes, there is. My reason is because evil, corrupt men and women are pushing a diabolical agenda, and I will not be a part of it. That's basically what I said. That evil, corrupt people, they're pushing this wicked agenda, lie, this true evil upon the people. They're forcing the people to partake in this, and I myself, I will not be a part of it. I said that to him directly as I'm looking him right in the eyes, and he kind of paused for a second. I could tell that the cogs were turning in his head. He was thinking about that. He was honestly stunned, and after a couple seconds of thinking, the only thing this man did was, "Oh." That was what he said. "Oh." And then he turned and he walked away. That was it. That was it. He had nothing to say. He had nothing to say. He had nothing to, there was nothing there. The only thing he could do was turn and walk away. What I'm saying to you in this evening's video is be bold. Stand up for your rights. Stand for what's right and true and good and moral and holy. Stand for the Word of God. Stand on the foundation of the Word of God. And you tell these people, I need to obey God, not men. Not men and not women when they are the ones that are stealing my rights and liberties. It is not compliance with government mandates, not compliance with tyrants that we should concern ourselves with, but righteous rebellion to these tyrants. Because rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God. Thank you so very much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already to the Sword of YeHoVaH Ministries. We've got teachings every single week. I normally do a longer teaching when it comes to the evening teachings from the Bible, but this evening I only discovered a few hours ago that the location I normally go to for these live streams when I'm in southern Utah, they close early today on Friday. We normally start our live video streams at 6 p.m. and that's the time that the library is closing tonight. So we won't be doing anything more as far as today is concerned other than this video and me wishing all of you Shabbat Shalom. Peace to you on the Sabbath day. Have a wonderful, very restful Sabbath and a great weekend. And we'll be seeing you right here at the Sword of YeHoVaH Ministries next week, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Shalom to you all. I love you and may God bless you.